evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with headlines. Syrian army established control and kills many terrorists in various areas. Meeting of the second day of inter-Syrian consultative meeting resume in Moscow. Yemeni army drives Al-Qaeda out of Bani Hilal despite Saudi strikes. Units of the army and armed forces established control over Al-Zabadani area in the countryside of Damascus, killing a number of terrorists and destroying their weapons. Units of the army and armed forces launched 30 intensive operations against dens and gathering of terrorists in the countryside of Hama province, killing a number of terrorists and injuring others. In the northern countryside of Hama province, where the army carried out a continued operation against dens of terrorist organization in the village near Idlib province. A number of terrorists from Jabhat al-Nusra and the so-called Ahrar al-Sham movement were killed in Latmania and Kfr Zita town. Scores of terrorists killed and wounded in the army's special operation against Jabhat al-Nusra terrorists and other Takfiri terrorist organization gatherings in the city of Idlib. Units of the army and armed forces thwarted armed terrorist groups' attempt to infiltrate into Aleppo city from the direction of Oud city, inflicted heavy losses upon them. The first session of the second day talks of the consultative meeting between the delegations of the Syrian government headed by Dr. Bashar al-Jafari and figures of the opposition resumed on Moscow Thursday with the presence of the Russian facilitators Vitamin Nomkin. Earlier Wednesday, 3 sessions were held between the two sides, resulted in joint points despite of differences inside the delegation of the opposition figures. Al-Jafari said of Wednesday's 3 sessions fruitful and serious exchange of ideas and viewpoints has been crowned with proposals and thoughts submitted by the government's delegation in order to be discussed as outcomes of the first and second items of the agenda suggested by the Russian friends. Following 2 weeks of Saudi-led military intervention in Yemen, destruction in residential and public area increased as the Saudi airplane bombed Al-Jafar neighborhood north of the capital Sana'a, raising several buildings in the area. The hostile war jets also targeted a number of private factories and stocks in the capital, as well as the oil station in central Yemen. The Yemeni army, supported by the Popular Committee and tribesmen, have restored several locations in Bani Hilal from the Al-Qaeda terrorist governments, driving them out of the city. The military unit advanced to the Nasib district, leading to mass deterioration from the Al-Qaeda ranks. In Maghrib province, the Popular Committee managed to arrest 10 people who were on their way to enlist themselves in the Reform Party to fight against the army and the committee. A coalition of 10 countries led by the Saudi Arabia launched 2 weeks ago a wide military offensive to Yemen, killing 20 civilians on one attack, wounded 100 and caused so much destruction across the state. The national military, supported by the public committee, has launched a wide-scale campaign in the attack-hit area and managed to drive Al-Qaeda and the ISIL terrorists out of the main neighboring of Aden and Sana'a. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is known for training and funding Takfiri group and sending them to the conflict-hit zones in the Arab and the Muslim world, including Syria, Afghanistan, and now in Yemen. In the Egyptian view, at least 11 civilians and 2 soldiers were killed in 3 separated attacks in Egypt's northern Sinai Peninsula. The biggest attack out of the 3 killed 9 civilians were mortal shell hit a house in a residential area on Wednesday. Another attack killed 2 residents as the house was destroyed with a missile. In the third incident, a roadside bomb blast hit the army vehicles outside the provincial capital of Al-Arish, killing 2 civil soldiers, military officials said. The violent attack against the government forces in the northern Sinai intensified after the overthrow of Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi in July 2013. Moreover, in the November of last year, a local militant group dubbed the provincial of Sinai pledged allegiance to the Islamic State. President Hassan Rouhani said Iran wants international sanctions lifted on the day of the implementation of an agreement with the world power on its nuclear program. We will not sign any agreement unless on the first day of the implementation of the deal, all economic sanctions are totally lifted on the same day, as Rouhani said on Thursday. During a ceremony in northern Tehran to make the 8th National Nuclear Technology Day, Rouhani congratulations in Iranian on the occasion. Iran's latest nuclear achievements were unveiled during a ceremony, including 3 radio medicines as well as a nuclear fuel assembly for power reactions. Concentrating the framework agreements between Iran and 6 world power, Rouhani said the joint statement wasn't Iran's only achievement in the nuclear talks with the P5+1 group. He pointed out that Tehran's major gain was the fact that U.S. President Barack Obama acknowledged that the people of Iran wouldn't surrender to polar sanctions and threats. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmed. Good night.